Development Center, OIDC, here in Lusaka. It is the fifth day of the tournament, and so far interesting results coming through. Yesterday we saw the biggest upset of the day, the host Zambia managing to beat Malawi, the favorites of the tournament so far. But hey, today, fifth day, this is how the table looks like. Uganda managing to be on top of the table with 8 points, followed by Zimbabwe sitting on 6 points, and Zambia is third with 6 points, while Malawi, the favorites, have only 4 points on fourth position. But the game that will start for today is Zimbabwe taking on Kenya. As you can see, the teams behind me were warming up in readiness for the game. Make sure you stay tuned so that you enjoy the game. The first game, Zimbabwe taking on Kenya.
It's a fantastic season this year at Topstar. We bring you this DTH full kit decoder to enjoy great Topstar bouquets. The Topstar Super with 89 awesome channels. The Topstar Smart with 63 great channels. The Topstar Nova with 31 exciting channels. The Topstar India with 9 dramatic channels. Buy this Topstar DTH full kit decoder for only 299 kwacha and get a 1 month free full bouquet subscription. Enjoy all your favorite programs from over 120 great local and international channels live and in HD. Topstar. Enjoy digital life.
One Zambia, one nation.
Welcome to all our viewers. Really, it's a very beautiful Friday morning here at OIDC. Today we're having a game this morning. The teams playing is Zimbabwe versus Kenya. And there we can see our players being introduced on the court. We have Kenya there in red and Zimbabwe in yellow.
You're right, Annie. They are in their usual colors today. Kenya, a team from East Africa, and Zimbabwe, just the neighboring country from Zambia, where we are doing the live broadcast. We are witnessing the first game of the day here on Friday in Lusaka, the heart of the capital city of Zambia. And right now, the players are just greeting each other. The match protocols are just being concluded. As in the next few minutes, the game will start. And the umpires for this game, Zimbabwe versus Zambia, are Rose Wolmans from who is umpire 1 from South Africa. Umpire 2 is Victor Tumelo from Botswana, and Nadim Zimit from Republic of South Africa. So what do you expect, Annie? What do the viewers expect, and what does the world expect during this game?
Yeah, I think today's game is going to be an exciting one because both teams are ready for the game, and they really want to win these two games. And for those who don't know netball is a game played by two teams. Both teams have 7 players on court, and our players have specific areas in which they can move. You can see there's a WA who has also a specific place where she can move. And netball was first developed as a game predominantly played by women, but now we can see netball is being played also by men and boys.
So, as our dear viewers, if you've just joined us, Kenya is in black and red, while Zimbabwe is in white. Right now, Zimbabwe is attacking. Right now, the ball is in the goal circle, and a penalty has been awarded because there was a push there. So, the Zimbabwe Messi is about to take the penalty pass. She tries to take it, and it rolls out of play. And the last touch was Kenya, a throw in to Zimbabwe, a goal line throw in. Let's wait and see. Is she going to pass it outside the goal circle? Yes, she does. And they flip it again. There's another contact and a penalty to Zimbabwe. And so many penalties, so many pushes. It means that the umpire has actually called for timeout, meaning that a few things have to be sorted out because the ball went far away from there. So time has been stopped and the umpire will have to restart the game. And Zimbabwe scores through their goal shooter, Pauline. The center pass gets to Zimbabwe and Patricia is in possession of the ball. From Patricia, they're looking for Messi. They find her. Perpetual slots the ball up there, up to Pauline. She turns around, she aims. Another score for Zimbabwe. The center pass goes to the alternate side, which is Kenya now. In the Cynthia to the wing attack, Elsa. They're looking for the goal attack. Helen, do they find her? Yes, outside the goal circle. They find her, she turns around. Helen, is she able to shoot? She aims, and in the process, there's a contact outside the goal circle. Penalty is awarded, just there. Helen is actually on the ball. She aims, she shoots, and a goal is scored. And Kenya is narrowly trailing behind Zimbabwe. The scores right now are 3. Kenya is actually leading, is 3-2 in favor of Kenya. Helen.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, this tournament is being played by round robin. Round robin is where all teams play each other. The team which wins all the games are the match winners.
So there's a little push there, so a penalty is awarded to Kenya, and Helen aims for goal, she shoots, and a goal is scored. Zimbabwe concedes, and the center pass is Kenya. They're taking it through Cynthia. Cynthia to Helen, and obstruction there. A penalty pass is awarded. Elsa takes, Lillian rather takes it, slots up one front towards the goal circle, the Kenyan attacking goal circle. The Zimbabweans intercept in the process through Felicitas and Christine, their goalkeeper. They manage to send the ball to Kralis, Patricia, and there's a contact. The Zimbabweans win a penalty pass deep in their defending zone. The ball is now in the center circle. They slot it up on the left flank, looking for their goal shooter. Pauline aims, and the ball rolls out of court. The last touch were the defenders for Kenya, so that's a goal line throw in to Zimbabwe. What a game. The umpire calls for timeout in order for the player to retrieve the ball. The play is set, the umpire says time in, and the clock starts winding down again. We are just in the first very few minutes of the first quarter of this game. Beautiful game between these beautiful sporting countries, Zimbabwe and Kenya. Petela, the battle of the Zambezi and the Kariba Dam. Zimbabwe scores, and the center pass gets to Kenya. Cynthia looking for Helen, but in the process there was a push there, which is a contact in netball, and the penalty is awarded to Kenya. To Helen, Nanzala tries to get the ball, but the Zimbabweans, they intercept through their goalkeeper Christine. They get it to Kralis up the left flank, and in the process the ball is knocked out of the court, and that's a throw in to Zimbabwe right deep in the center third. Another contact by the Kenyans. This time they knock the ball out of court, and that's a throw in to Zimbabwe, who are in white. In case you are just joining us, Zimbabwe are in white, while Kenya is in black and red. Pauline aims for Zimbabwe, score. Center pass, Zimbabwe again. They are now on an advantage. They'll have the center pass. They'll have to detect play. They decide to take it to the right flank this time, trying to punch holes in the Kenyan defense. Are the Kenyans going to open up? Are they going to budge? They try to retrieve the ball, but in the process only sending it to the Zimbabwean attack, and ball out of court, last touched by Kenya, then that's the throw into Zimbabwe. What a beautiful game this morning in the capital city of the Republic of Zambia at the Olympic Youth Development Center, right in the heart, the capital seat of our beautiful country Zambia. And Pauline Ames scores. Annie.
Yeah, Davis, we've seen Zimbabwe with Zambia on the same points on the log standings. So I think Zimbabwe is trying to score as many goals as possible so that when they tally on the points, they can have a goal aggregate advantage, I mean.
Precisely so. Zambia and Zimbabwe are actually tied on point. So this game, Zimbabwe wants to make sure that they pull a very big win so that they amass themselves up to 8 points to give them a realistic chance to qualify to the next World Cup that will be held in Liverpool sometime next year. Pauline for Zimbabwe gets the ball again. She shoots and she scores. What an accurate goal shooter we are able to see for Zimbabwe this morning. So what do you think about Pauline, her accuracy and her speed and her determination? What does it mean to the Zimbabweans?
To the Zimbabweans, they've got a sharp shooter, Pauline, of which for them it's an advantage. And she's using her height, and she's got a good skill when it comes to shooting. And for Zimbabwe, I think they have to really work hard, because we've seen here they are on number 2 from Uganda. Uganda who's having 8 points, Zimbabwe 6 points.
And how have the Kenyans so far featured in this tournament?
The Kenyans played 3 games. They lost 3 games and 0 points.
So it means that they haven't lost a game. They haven't won a game rather, so they are on 0 points. So next center pass is Kenya. They slot it on the right flank. Let's see if they can get a point out of this one to take back to East Africa. It will be a very beautiful thing that they would have won something, especially that when you look at the INF standing, Zimbabwe is way above Kenya. So it's a plus for them to beat a team that is ranked high above them, because it gives them a realistic chance in getting recognized in terms of netball as far as the INF, the International Netball Federation, is concerned. So they're actually also praying for rankings. Even if they don't qualify for World Cup, it simply means that their ranking goes up. Zimbabwe scores through Pauline. What a beautiful lead.
And for Kenya, if they participate more, I think they will improve and they have that confidence of playing international games, because Kenya has been out for some time, and this is the second time to participate in the Africa Cup. And we hope to have more teams playing and participating in the World Cup.
A penalty right now in the goal circle, and Kenya converts through their goal shooter Nanzala. That's Zimbabwe takes the center pass. Patricia looking for Messi. Do they get her up there? Yes, they do. Perpetual. It's back to Patricia, their center. And in the process, there's a contact. Patricia is pushed, and there's a penalty pass which she slots up to Pauline. Pauline aims, and a goal to Zimbabwe. Next center pass is Kenya.
Yeah, Kenya there with Cynthia, their center, to their WA, Elsa. Elsa trying to find their WA, goes to the GS, Nanzala. Can they find space in the shooting circle? They go out of court there. It was offside.
So what do you mean by offside, Annie? What's the meaning of offside?
As I said earlier on, players in this court have restricted areas where they're supposed to move. So the WD went in the shooting circle, of which she's not supposed to enter the shooting circle.
So that is offside.
That is offside.
Player getting in an area where they are not designated to play. So that's offside with or without the ball. So that's a free pass to the non-offending team. Zimbabwe on the ball. To Messi. Back to Patricia. Clarice. Turns round, looks for Patricia, finds her. Messi, their goal attack. And there's a contact in the process, which was a push. Messi picks it up, looking for Pauline, pushed in the process, and the umpire has actually called the right call. That's a contact, so that's a penalty. Messi aims for Zimbabwe. She passes. Pauline is up and goal scored. Kenya center pass. Cynthia. Pauline for Kenya. Back to Cynthia. There's a contact. So a penalty is awarded to Kenya. Elsa. Another contact just outside the goal circle. Helen. The Zimbabweans knocked the ball out of court. So that's a goal line throw into Kenya. Helen. Cynthia, their center, getting involved in the process. The ball rolls out of court, so that's a throw in to the Kenyans. Last touch was Zimbabwe, and the Zimbabwe center, Patricia, was obstructing there, so a penalty was awarded right deep in the attacking third of the Kenyans. Nanzala, Helen, there was a contact, a penalty. The position is set, she aims, shoots, and she fails to convert. The Zimbabweans now pick the rebound through Patricia, their center, up to Pepecho. Pepecho tries to look, she's obstructed in the process. That's an obstruction, penalty. Pauline takes a step, she scores. Zimbabwe scores. What a counter-attack. The Zimbabweans are against center pass Patricia, a quick succession of passes to Messi. Back to Pepecho, their wing attack, looking for Pauline. They find her. Is she able to do any damage? Plenty of damage. She scores. Kenya, Cynthia, Elsa, Nanzala, the goal shooter. Helen, the goal attack, turns round. Cynthia, their center. There's a contact. A penalty is awarded outside the goal circle. And another contact inside the goal circle. Nanzala aims, shoots. And the umpire says the ball was held for too long. So we are supposed, when you hold the ball, we are supposed to shoot or pass within 3 seconds. So the ball was held for a very much longer time. So it's now given to the Zimbabweans for held ball. So the Zimbabweans, through a counter-attack, they score through Pauline. Pauline converts. Zimbabwe center pass again, Patricia. Messi, the goal attack, finally to Pauline. The Zimbabweans, Annie, they are always finding Pauline in the goal circle. What does it mean for the Kenyan defenders? Are they able to catch her, or what is happening?
I think Pauline's height advantage is really making some damage on the Kenyan.
Right now, the play has been stopped because there has been an injury. So during this time, these players, the player affected, the team affected, has up to 30 seconds to decide whether to substitute the injured player or to let her continue. And it seems there's a substitution there. The Kenyans have substituted.
Yeah, we've seen Helen coming out, going out, being substituted by another GA.
Out of court. Play has momentarily stopped. Yes, the umpire is indicating for a contact, and that's the play has momentarily stopped. Yes, that signals the end of the first quarter, the first 15 minutes of this game between Zimbabwe and Kenya. So, Annie.
Yeah, there we can see Zimbabwe leading 16, Kenya 6. A minute more to go. You can see their umpires are discussing something. I think there was something. There's a timeout. Yeah, it is allowed when there's an infringement or they blew the whistle before time. The watch is to be stopped. They called for timeout.
Yeah, right there. They have to sort out a few things, especially if there could be a misunderstanding between the table officials and sometimes the umpires, maybe the timekeeper. There could have been some misunderstanding. So play has been stopped, but it has resumed right now, as you are able to see. Zimbabwe in white attacking. That's the attacking team. This Patricia throws the ball backwards. Play restarts. Patricia to Pauline, the ball shooter. She's on the ground right now. She's being assisted. She's up. And the umpire has actually called for a penalty outside the goal circle, which Pauline aims. She shoots and she scores. Zimbabwe center pass. Patricia there center. Mercy. A wing attack. Perpetual. Pauline. Zimbabwe again scores through Pauline. Cynthia center for Kenya. Elsa for Kenya, involved in the process, but there's a contact. Helen was being pushed for Kenya, and she picked the ball again. In the process, she's involved. Nazala turns round, shoots, and converts for Kenya. Goal scored. Patricia through Zimbabwe, quick center pass to Messi, to Pauline inside the goal circle. Is she going to convert or shoot? Time is up, and officially now that's the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, we've come to the end of the first quarter. We've seen Kenya playing Zimbabwe. Kenya is leading 18. Zimbabwe is leading 18. Kenya 7.
So far, how have the team played? What is your comment according to the observation of the team?
Yeah, I've seen Zimbabwe trying to score more goals. In Kenya, have started on a long pace, thinking maybe they think Kenya is a very good side, or they're just not in a game today.
All right, the confirmation of the scores again at the end of the first quarter. A quarter consists 15 minutes. The score reads Zimbabwe 18 and Kenya 7. So let's wait and see if in the next 15 minutes, which is the second quarter, do we expect this difference, this deficit, do we expect it to increase, or perhaps Kenya is going to do something to reduce?
I think Kenya has to play a good game in the second quarter. They have to improve and reduce on the goal difference.
And now we now cross over to the highlights, the first quarter.
It's a fantastic season this year at Topstar. We'll bring you this DTH full kit decoder to enjoy great Topstar bouquets. The Topstar Super with 89 awesome channels. The Topstar Smart with 63 great channels. The Topstar Nova with 31 exciting channels. The Topstar India with 9 dramatic channels. Buy this Topstar DTH full kit decoder for only 299 kwacha and get a 1-month free full bouquet subscription. Enjoy all your favorite programs from over 120 great local and international channels live and in HD. Topstar. Enjoy digital life.
One Zambia, one nation.
And welcome back, our dear viewers, to the second quarter of this game between Zimbabwe and Kenya. Right now, the game is just a few minutes in the second quarter, which is 15 minutes. Right now, the team that is on the attack is Kenya, with Elsa, their wing attack. She's fouled in the process, and a penalty has to be taken. Quickly, succession of passes to Nanzala, who scores for Kenya. In case you've just joined us, the players that we are seeing right now are from the teams are actually from Zimbabwe is in white, while Kenya is in red and black. Kenya on the attack to their goal defender Lillian to Pauline. Kenya still on the attack in the center third. They approach the attacking center third through Welsa. Looking for Helen, their goal attack. She gets it. Plays it back to Elsa, and a push, which is a contact in the process, penalty. They quickly take it. Nanzala trying to find space. Does she find it? Yes, she does. But in the process, she has been pushed, so a penalty is awarded, and she converts. Kenya scores. Kenya center pass. Cynthia. Elsa for Kenya. Nanzala, their goal shooter, back to Helen, the goal attack, to Nanzala. Helen in the ball for Kenya, she aims, goal scored. Kenya scores. Zimbabwe center pass. Patricia the center pass, turns round, plays the ball back to Kralis. Pepecho is involved in the process for Zimbabwe, trying to look for an opening, obstruction. And the penalty pass to Zimbabwe. Up there, Mess was being obstructed. And in the process, another contact, a penalty. Messi on the ball for Zimbabwe. The umpire says the contact took place outside the goal circle, and the ball is quickly taken, and Pauline scores for Zimbabwe. Center pass, Kenya, Cynthia on the ball, looking for Elsa, their wing attack. Helen on the goal attack, and she's pushed in the process, contact. Zimbabwe penalty pass, Patricia quickly takes it, their center player, very mobile, to Perpetual up front, looking for Pauline, their goal shooter. She shoots and the goal counts, she scores. Zimbabwe center pass. Patricia deeply involved there, slots the ball up to Perpetual, the wing attack, to Messi, the goal attack. Back to Patricia, the center, slots the ball. Pauline aims. Zimbabwe scores, converts. What an excellent conversion by Pauline, their goal shooter. Anya.
Really, Pauline is doing an excellent job for Zimbabwe. She's really accurate on the goal. That's Kenya now attacking. That's their GA Elsa. There's a contact there. The umpire says it's a penalty and they've scored. Center pass for Zimbabwe. Patricia with the ball. Back to Clarice. Trying to find their GA Messi. There's an infringement. Kenya ball. The center, Patricia with the ball. That's Helen, their GA. Back to their center, Cynthia. Cynthia trying to find their WA Elsa. Elsa to Nanzala, and they've lost that ball. It was contact there. The umpire says contact, a penalty. Quickly taken by Helen. Can they convert? Yeah, they've scored. Center for Kenya, taken by Cynthia to Elsa. Trying to create space there. To their good interception by the center Zimbabwe. Can they find Perpetual? A good run by Perpetual. The umpire said there's an obstruction there. A penalty. They've scored. Center Zimbabwe. Cynthia to Perpetual. Trying to find their GA, Messi. Messi there looking for Perpetual again. Perpetual with the ball to Pauline. Pauline with the step. She's scored. Center pass for Zimbabwe again. Timeout. The umpire has scored for a timeout. Then it's now Kenya center. Elsa being contacted. That's their GD. Pauline to the WD Lillian. There was a contact there. Taken by the WD Pauline. Trying to find their center Cynthia. Perpetual taking a penalty to Pauline. Can she score? She scored. Really Pauline there doing a good job for Zimbabwe. Patricia with the center pass. Crosses the ball to Perpetual with a side pass. A good intercept by Kenya. It's a contact. Penalty pass by Zimbabwe to their GA Messi. She scored. Center pass for Kenya. Cynthia's there. There's a contact. You can see there Perpetual trying to block the GA for Kenya. Going back again to block. Kenya attacking. Good intercept by Zimbabwe. Their center Ellen with the ball. Back to their center against Cynthia. In the shooting circle to their shooter Pauline. She scored. Center pass Zimbabwe. Trying to find Perpetual. Perpetual to the GA Messi. A long pass by Messi. A good intercept by Kenya. WD Clarice. A good job done by the WD. Another obstruction there. Good pass. A step taken by the GA Messi. She scored. Center pass Kenya. A called timeout. I think the center's bib is out. So to put it on. Time in. There's an obstruction there by the GD. Felicitas. In the attack there is Kenya. To their GA. They've scored. Center pass Zimbabwe. Patricia taking the center to their WD Felicitas, trying to look where Perpetual is. Can she catch the ball? Yes. In the shooting circle there, Pauline with the ball, giving their GA Messi to take a shot, and she's failed to shoot. That's Zimbabwe again with a good attack defense system. They've scored.
So we have seen you have seen the intercept for Zimbabwe. They've caught the Kenyan defense off guard. They thought everything was in place. They went to sleep. They were so flat-footed, so quick in a counter-attack, and Zimbabwe was able to convert through their prolific goal shooter Pauline. Right now, they plays in the center circle. Cynthia to Helen. Helen to Elsa. Elsa looking for the Zimbabweans intercept through Christine to Kralis. There's a foul in the process, and the umpires have called for a penalty pass to be awarded to Kenya. One of the Zimbabwean players pushed, so there's a contact. Another contact up, so play has been pushed forward. Kenya picked the ball through Elsa, their wing attack, looking to slot the ball, looking for Nanzala, GS. The ball, there's a contact again in the goal circle. Kenya picks the ball through Nanzala, their goal shooter. She takes a step, aims, shoots, and converts. Kenya scores. Center pass. Zimbabwe, Patricia picks it in to restart play to Kralis, a wing defender. There's a contact, so play is pushed up. The Zimbabwean attack to Pepecho, looking for Messi, finds Pauline, but she's pushed in the process, and the Zimbabwe wins a penalty. They score. Zimbabwe scores. Cynthia to start the play with their center for Kenya. And in the process, she has been pushed. There's a contact. And Messi for Zimbabwe is being told to take her position. She must not move until play is restarted out of court. The last touch was Kenya, and as a throw into Zimbabwe, we are seeing Felicitas jostling to take the throw in to Patricia, their center. The weight of attack is now transferred on the left through Perpetual, their wing attack. Messi finds the ball, looking for Pauline. Is she going to find her? Yes, she does. She turns around, but blocked in the process. And the Zimbabweans failed to convert because the Kenyan defenders did a wonderful job there. So they cause a contact, and Kenya wins the pass. They are there in the center third. They slot. Now attack, serious attack. They want to reduce the deficit. Are they going to do it? They win a penalty. They have been pushed in the process. With Nanzala right now on the ball, converts. Kenya scores. Patricia for Zimbabwe, center pass. Back to Kralis, the wing defender, to Perpetual. Perpetual back to Patricia, who slots it up to Pauline. They play it outside the goal circle. Messi, the goal attack, aims, score for Zimbabwe. Kenya center pass. Cynthia. Pauline. For Kenya, Elsa. Kenya on the attack. Cynthia. To Pauline. To Elsa. Helen, the goal attack. There's a contact inside the goal circle. The umpire has indicated contact, and the whistle goes. You can see the Zimbabwean supporters up there. Another obstruction. Kenya wins a penalty, and they are going to take it through Nanzala, their goal shooter. She fails to convert. Kenya gets a rebound, and in the process, Felicitas causes a penalty against Zimbabwe, and Kenya scores. Goal scored. Patricia center for Zimbabwe takes a center pass to Felicitas. Perpetual, Messi for Zimbabwe involved in the process. They are looking for Pauline. She turns around, tries to shoot, aims, score. Zimbabwe scores. Beautiful goal. Kenya center pass. Cynthia to Pauline. Pauline to Elsa. Elsa to Nanzala. She tries to turn, and she's blocked in the process. She wins herself a penalty, and which she converts. Kenya scores. Center pass Zimbabwe. Patricia. Kraris. Perpetual. Patricia is involved. She's pushed in the process, so there's a contact. She wins a penalty pass, looking for who is open. Messi tries to open up, but the Kenyans knock the ball out of court. Now there was a contact. Patricia picks it for Zimbabwe, looking for Pauline. She gets it. Retrieves the ball, scores. Zimbabwe scores. The next center pass is for Kenya. And the umpire blows the whistle. The first umpire blows the whistle for the end of the first quarter. What an exciting quarter. At the end of the quarter, confirmation of the score, Zimbabwe 33, Kenya 18. Zimbabwe 33, Kenya 18. Annie. what is it that we are witnessing this morning in Zambia?
Yeah, really an exciting quarter. And what I've observed is that Kenya started using aerial balls, of which Zimbabwe was able to intercept. So in the second quarter, I think Kenya really have to change the type of play. The attacking should change. They should start using short passes for them to at least create space and move the ball forward to the shooting circle.
So looking at the way the Kenyans have taken this game, or they've so far played 3 games and they haven't won any. So what could be, what instruction do you think the coaches will be able to give the Kenyans at this time of the game?
Really an exciting quarter, and you can now cross over for the highlights so that you see how the second quarter was played.
Zambia, one nation.
It's a fantastic season this year at Topstar. We bring you this DTH full kit decoder to enjoy great Topstar bouquets. The Topstar Super with 89 awesome channels. The Topstar Smart with 63 great channels. The Topstar Nova with 31 exciting channels. The Topstar India with 9 dramatic channels. Buy this Topstar DTH full kit decoder for only 299 kwacha and get a 1-month free full bouquet subscription. Enjoy all your favorite programs from over 120 great local and international channels live and in HD. Topstar. Enjoy digital life.
One Zambia, one nation.
Yes, she scored. Good pass, a step taken by the GA Messi.
One Zambia, one nation.
It's a fantastic season this year at Topstar. We'll bring you this DTH 4K decoder to enjoy great Topstar bouquets. The Topstar Super with 89 awesome channels. The Topstar Smart with 63 great channels. The Topstar Nova with 31 exciting channels. The Topstar India with 9 dramatic channels. Buy this Topstar DTH 4K decoder for only 299 kwacha and get a 1-month free full bouquet subscription. Enjoy all your favorite programs from over 120 great local and international channels live and in HD. Topstar. Enjoy digital life.
One Zambia, one nation.
Yeah, welcome back to the third quarter. This is a game between Malawi, Kenya and Zimbabwe, being played at OIDC. It's a beautiful Friday morning here in Lusaka at OIDC. These are Africa Cup and World Cup qualifiers. There we can see the scores in the second quarter, 33, Zimbabwe, Kenya 18. We can see their entertainers entertaining the crowds. Those are majorates. Beautiful dancing there. How talented are those kids? Very talented, really flexible. Players now are on court, getting ready for the third quarter. Now Kenya center pass taken by Cynthia, trying to find their WD Lillian. Back to their GA Helen. Helen trying to find Nazala. There was a contact there. A penalty for Kenya. Taken by Nanzala. She scored.
Zimbabwe center, they take the center pass. They find Clarice in wing defense using the right flank. Patricia again involved their center, slotting the ball, looking for Pauline, who has been so wonderful so far in the last 2 quarters, 30 minutes. The goal shoot has been excellent, 100% conversion of the goals. Kenya take it. And in the process, there is a contact against the Kenyans. They lose the ball, but the Kenyans intercept. Felistas wins the tussle for Zimbabwe. They build from behind. The good defender. Zimbabwe moves up Pauline. Is she going to convert? She passes. Up. Zimbabwe center pass, Patricia. Looking for Patricia Pauline. And the Kenyans knock the ball out of court. Nazal, the Zimbabweans intercept through Kraka, which is playing for Zimbabwe. What is in the minds of the people, especially if the Zimbabweans are watching this game live?
Fantastic job for their country.
Excellent. Here for Kenya, all the way. They move up front through Christine. They move to the left wing, looking for Patricia and Pepecho deeply involved. Patricia. Pauline picks it up. She wins the tussle, but the umpire says that a foul took place outside. Is it inside? The goal Seiko. Messi for Zimbabwe on the ball. She aims, shoots, and the goal is scored for Zimbabwe. Do you think the Zimbabweans will go all the way, or the Kenyans will have other ways of trying to stop this Zimbabwean team?
I think if only the Kenyans were to use a different way of attack, they will improve in this quarter. Unlike
Messi.
using long balls, which are easily intercepted by Zimbabwe.
Cynthia. Pauline. Lillian. Pauline. Cynthia. Right now, there's a contact right now. Now that Zambia and Zimbabwe are actually sharing, sitting on the same position, almost only separated by goal difference, what do you think is in the minds of the Zambians?
For the Zambians, I think they want Kenya to beat Zimbabwe for them to be on a safe side.
And the Zimbabweans, do you think they can just take it coming like that?
They're really also working hard for them to win this game so that they continue being on the second position, because we've seen Kenya, Uganda leading by 8 points. And a win for Zimbabwe will put pressure on Zambia.
There will be serious pressure. But as we are seeing right now, Pauline is on fire for Zimbabwe. The Kenyans try to make out something. And in the process, the Kenyans win a penalty. In the goal circle, she fakes a pass. And Felicitas is caught napping. She causes a contact and a penalty, and the Kenyans convert. Goal scored. Patricia to Perpetual to Messi. They are looking for Pauline. Some more damage done. Yes, she does. And she scores. Cynthia for Kenya on the center circle takes a center pass to Pauline. Back to, well, Elsa, their wing attack. Cynthia, their center, being involved, looking for opening spaces where the tall figures up there. Again, Cynthia blocked in the process. So there's a penalty.
And there we can see Zimbabwe trying to score as more goals as possible for them to have an advantage where goal aggregate is concerned. They're utilizing each minute in this game for them to make sure they score.
So the umpire there calls for contact against Felicitas for Zimbabwe. A penalty, obstruction. There's an obstruction and advantage. Before the penalty was taken, they were able to quickly shoot in order to beat time. They know time is no longer their friend anymore. We are now in the third quarter of this game, in case you've just joined us. The teams that you are seeing right now, we have got Zimbabwe in white, while Kenya is in black and red stripe. Is it purple stripe? Zimbabwe, they convert Pauline. Cynthia for Kenya. To Lillian, looking for Elsa. Elsa back to Cynthia. Felicitas intercepts for Zimbabwe to Patricia. Patricia looking for Messi. Is she going to find her? Instead, she finds Kralis. Looking for Messi up there. The Zimbabweans are on the right flank. The umpire says obstruction. So that's a penalty. They slot it up there to find Pauline. She scores. Zimbabwe scores. What a beautiful game. We've got Patricia for Zimbabwe, slots it up. Pauline again, a darling for the morning. She scores for Zimbabwe. Cynthia. Helen. There's a contact against wing attack.
That's
So-
the goal shooter for Kenya.
And
Salah.
And in this game of netball, when you look at the way the players are playing, Annie, we are just seeing the writings GS, GA. What really does it mean? Who scores a goal and who doesn't?
Yeah, for the shooters, we've got the GA, which means goal attacker. She's the one who does more of the attacking. And the GS is always in the shooting circle. That's the GS for Kenya, the goal shooter, and she scored.
So
She
in-
does more of the shooting.
So in other words, you are saying there are only two players that in the attack team that are allowed to score goals and that are allowed in the goal circle. That
Yeah.
is the goal shooter wearing GS and the GA. So there's any other player that can score goals apart from those.
No, in
Isn't
the
it?
game of netball, only two players are allowed in the goal circle, which is the GA, who is the goal shooter, goal attacker, and the GS, who is the goal shooter.
So now the opponents have got the GK, who is the goalkeeper, and the GD, who is the goal defender. So 4 players are allowed, 2 attackers and 2 defenders, only in the goal circle.
Yes.
So momentarily right now, there's a penalty that has been awarded to Zimbabwe outside the goal circle. So we have got the goal attacker, who is Messi. She converts for Zimbabwe. Patricia. Then we have got Patricia again right on the ball. She's the engine of the team. The midfield is ticking. That's the center player. So that's the center player that covers most of the court. She covers all areas of the court except for the 2 arcs, which are known as the goal circles. So she's all over. So there are only 2 players that can score, and a score can only be counted if it is scored from the goal circle. So if you don't enter the goal circle, you can't score a goal. Even if you score, the goal will not be allowed and play continues. So we move again. Kenya through Patricia, the intercept. The Zimbabweans through Christine. Felicitas tries to block. She causes a contact. The Kenyans win a penalty and score. So the other players that are involved in terms of possession of netball, in the game of netball, we've got the center who plays the center position. Then we have got the defenders. The wing defender defends the wing, but she doesn't get into the goal circle and she doesn't get into attacking third. So her position is to defend the wing. As you're seeing the wing attacker there for Zimbabwe, she can't go into the goal circle, so she doesn't. If she gets there, she'll be caught offside, and there's a contact. And right now, the Zimbabweans must be feeling, I don't know, because their prolific player is down there. So what does that mean now?
Yeah, we can see now Pauline is up, trying to size herself to feel if she's okay. That's a penalty now for Zimbabwe. And that's a good sportsmanship there by Kenya. GA for Kenya Nanzala, trying to find Helen. Go out of court there.
The umpire calls for timeout to talk to the player to tighten play. Time in, says the umpire, and goes called. Zimbabwe center. Messi is pushed in the process. Contact. Zimbabweans pick it through their goal defender. Back to Messi. Slots it on the right flank, looking for the center. And the umpire calls for timeout. So there have been too many contacts there. So now she forms a C sign, cautioning a player. She's telling the table this player has been involved in a lot of foul play. So right now she gets into the book. There are no cards in the terms of netball. So now she gets a caution, which is like a yellow card. Goal scored. So there are no cards. Red card is just a send-off. They use a hand signal to sweep the player away from the court towards the bench. So play momentarily stops. The Kenyan center, Cynthia, has been injured. And the Kenyans are quickly trying to change, to make a change. Yes, a new center has been introduced by Kenya. Let's see what she's going to do to reduce the gap. Otherwise, they have a long flight from here to Nairobi. So a sign of friendliness in the games of netball. Even the opponent can help you put the playing position, the correct position. Beautiful. That's what is known as fair play. Annie.
Yeah, we can see now there Kenya doing the attack. GS, Nanzala with the ball. They've lost the ball. The umpire has called for timeout. There was a contact there taken by Kenya. Can she find Nanzala? Trying to create space there. Back to their WA Elsa. Another infringement. A contact by the GK for Zimbabwe Christine. A penalty for Kenya. Helen taking a penalty and she scored. Center pass for Zimbabwe. Patricia taking the center. The umpire says advantage Zimbabwe doing the attack. That's their GA. Their go attacker trying to find Perpetual. She's behind the defender. She can't get the ball. Easily intercepted by Kenya. Good defense. We can see their WA Elsa trying to find their GA Nanzala. Can she score? Yeah, she scored. Brilliant play. Kenya center pass. Elsa trying to find their WD Lydian. There's a contact there. Drop that ball. The umpire says no. It's for Kenya. There was footwork. Nanzala there. A penalty for Kenya. They've scored. Yeah, we've come to the end of the third quarter where we've seen Zimbabwe leading 49, Kenya 39, 29.
So what have we seen in this quarter, Annie? It's like the tally is increasing. Is there the distance between Nairobi and Kenya is actually increasing? So
Yeah, really.
what is your comment?
Really, the distance is increasing. 49-29 at the end of the third quarter. We see Zimbabwe leading.
Are you saying the Kenyans right now giving up, or they'll try to fight for something? Looking at that, they haven't won a single game in this tournament. Do you really they are just going to drop their hands and fight, or concede defeat, or they'll try to fight all the way? What's your prediction?
I think they'll fight all the way because looking on the scores, yeah, really we had an exciting third quarter. Now we have now crossing over to the highlights for the third quarter.
Zambia, one nation.
It's a fantastic season this year at Topstar. We'll bring you this DTH full kit decoder to enjoy great Topstar bouquets. The Topstar Super with 89 awesome channels. The Topstar Smart with 63 great channels. The Topstar Nova with 31 exciting channels. The Topstar India with 9 dramatic channels. Buy this Topstar DTH full kit decoder for only 299 kwacha and get a 1 month free full bouquet subscription. Enjoy all your favorite programs from over 120 great local and international channels live and in HD. Topstar. Enjoy digital life.
One Zambia, one nation.
Yeah, welcome back to our final quarter in this game, which is Zimbabwe versus Kenya. The final scores in the third quarter were 49 Zimbabwe, 29 Kenya. Now we are seeing Zimbabwe there in the goal area. A penalty for Zimbabwe. They've scored. That was Pauling. Center pass Kenya taken by Cynthia. Cynthia to their WD Lillian, trying to find their GD. Pauling. Their WA Elsa with the ball. There's a contact. The umpire says you have to retake that. Kenya still doing the attack, and they find space. Wow, good play by Kenya. They've scored. Nanzala scored for Kenya. Center pass Zimbabwe taken by Patricia. Patricia to Felicitas, trying to find Mary. That's Zimbabwe, and it's out of court. There's a contact by Perpetual Zimbabwe center. Kenya doing the attack. They've lost that ball. Still Kenya's side. That's Patricia. Another infringement. Ball out of court. The umpire says no, it's contact. Still Kenya's ball. Back to the GA, Helen. Trying to find Nanzala in the shooting circle. She scored. Center pass for Kenya. Cynthia with the center pass. Trying to find their GD, Lillian. That's obstruction. The umpire says advance. We think Perpetual doing making more fouls now in this quarter.
Exactly so. Perhaps what is on her mind is now the Zimbabweans want to increase the tally, but in the process they end up making a lot of mistakes, which might end up disadvantaging them and reducing the gap. So the game that you are watching right now, our dear viewers, in the first quarter ended Zimbabwe 18, Kenya 7. The second quarter, at the end of the second quarter, which is quarter is 15 minutes, Zimbabwe 15. The end of the first quarter, it was Zimbabwe 18, Kenya 7. Then at the end of the third quarter, it was Zimbabwe 33, Kenya 18.
Kenya with a penalty. Failed to convert that ball out of court. Backline Zimbabwe. Long ball. Unfortunately, Pepecho can't catch the ball. Ball out of court, taken by Kenya. A contact there by Mary. Go attacker for Kenya. Good intercept by Zimbabwe. A contact there. Zimbabwe attacking. Pepecho with the ball, trying to find Mary. There, a good turn by Pauline, and she scored. Kenya's center pass. Trying to find space to their WA Elsa. There's an obstruction there. Clarice is punished. A good intercept by Zimbabwe. Clarice. Umpire says no. It's a penalty for Kenya. The umpire says adverse, too much over offenses.
And in the process, and you are seeing that despite Kenya being given the penalties awarded, all the penalties they're failing to convert, what could that be? Is it being so anxious, or they're just jittery, or they've given up the game?
I think they've given up the game. Even looking on the goal aggregate, the scores, they are behind with a big margin.
Play has been stopped temporarily to move the infringement up. Zimbabwe are on the left flank with Messi trying to find Pauline. She finds her. Pauline turns land. She's obstructed, but she scores. Zimbabwe scores. Kenya center pass. Cynthia looking for Pauline, their wing defender. Slots it, but obstructed by Zimbabwe. Patricia is the offender at the moment. She's an infringer, so she has to stand aside until the ball leaves the hands of the thrower. The Kenyans pick it up on the edge of the goal circle. Nanzala, she aims. She fails to convert, but in the process, the whistle is blown for the Zimbabwe goalkeeper pushing, and Kenya scores through Helen, their goal attack. The game is becoming slower and slower and slower.
I think the players seem to be tired.
There seems to be something on the Zimbabwean bench. The player was stopped. The play was stopped. Perhaps one of the players, the Zimbabwean players, needed attention, and we have seen a change there. One of the players either was sick or injured, so the Zimbabweans have substituted. And in a game of netball, you cannot stop the game to substitute. The substitution is only done when a play is stopped by the umpire because one of the players perhaps is sick or injured. So that's the only time you can make a substitution. So first of all, the umpire has to stop the game to allow for a player to be treated or substituted in case of injury or illness. The Kenyans. Helen. Elsa. Back to Helen. Are they going to make something out of it? The Zimbabweans intercept. Patricia. Clarice. Pepecho. Messi. Looking for Pauline. She's pushed in the process. And the more they push her, the more penalties Zimbabwe wins. And that gives them a plus. The goalkeeper has to remain in that position. Goal scored and Zimbabwe converts through Messi. Cynthia for Zimbabwe center pass. Messi, the goal attack. A long throw and out of court. It's not touched by any player. The last touch was done by Zimbabwe. So throw into Kenya. Goal line throw in. They take a long one in the goal circle. Looking for Lillian. She gets it. Cynthia, their center, is involved in play. Helen, their goal attack to Elsa. A quick succession of passes. Looking for Nanzala. Is she going to convert? Obstruction by Christine for Zimbabwe. And Kenya converts. They score through Nanzala, their goal shooter. Cynthia for Kenya, center pass. There was breaking there. The Kenyans are on the move. On the left flank, we've got Elsa. Elsa trying to find Helen. She finds her. Back to Cynthia. Cynthia again. Looking for Helen. Have they found her? Yes, they have. To Nanzala. Kenya scores. And Zimbabwe center pass. Patricia takes a center pass. Kralis moves up looking for Messi, their goal attack. To Perpetual, their wing attack. Looking for Messi up there. Pauline gets the pass and she indicates to the umpire that she's injured. So play has to be stopped for her. So if Zimbabweans have to make a substitute, then Pauline must be involved and not any other player. If Pauline is not involved, they are not allowed to make a substitute. And she limps out of the court.
And Davis, in Netball, now I've observed some of the injuries are tactical.
Could it be so? They have introduced a no-goal shooter, the Zimbabweans. And the Zimbabweans score again. Kenya are on the attack, to the goal attack. The Kenyans score through Nanzala, Patricia. Messi, the wing attack, Perpetual to Patricia, Pex. And Banali scores. They've introduced a new player who has been substituted and Pauline limps out of the court. Let's see what the new player is going to do. Is she going to bring a lot of life to the team? Kenyans on the attack, on the right flank. Helen is obstructed in the process. And the goal attack for Kenya scores.
Zimbabwe center pass there. I think the umpire says breaking. A player wanted to receive the ball before the umpire blew the whistle. That's Kenya. Nanzala with the ball to Elsa. Elsa to Helen. Helen to Nanzala. Nanzala takes a step and she scored. Center pass Kenya. Cynthia with the ball. Trying to find Elsa. Elsa to Helen. And they've lost the ball. Out of court. Backline Zimbabwe. Good jump there by the GD, Zimbabwe Christine.
And so far, we can see Zimbabwe losing a lot of possession. Perhaps they know back at the back of their minds they've already won this game. They're only playing to enjoy themselves, which they must not take lightly because anything can happen in the game of netball. We can see the Kenyans coming all the way. There's nothing impossible, but it's very difficult at the moment, but everything is possible. Confirmation again, the Zimbabweans have substituted Pauline, and the player that we are seeing, the new goal shooter right now, is Sharon Branali. Play has been stopped. One of the Zimbabweans is down, the wing attack. Perpetual is down. No, that's the center player. Is it their center player? No, that's Pepecho. Pepecho is down and she limps out of the court. She's going to be substituted. So far, this is the second substitution for Zimbabwe, and they must do it within 30 seconds. The 30 seconds ends when the other player is not in. She will not be allowed to enter the court while play is going on. She will have to wait for another team to score or another substitution. Play resumes. Zimbabwe resume play, and the umpire's whistle goes. There was a contact. The whistle goes again, but play continues. Advantage. The Zimbabweans pick it through their substitute Sharon, but Sharon loses possession to the Kenyan defenders. The Kenyans move up all the way through their wing attack. They are looking for Elsa. They find her. For Helen. Elsa back, and a beautiful catch. Helen aims, and what a goal. The Kenyans score. Kenya center pass, Cynthia. Back to Lillian. Pauline. And the umpire signals for a contact against Sharon, the substitute for Zimbabwe, the new substitute, the goal shooter. To Cynthia, their center. To Elsa, the wing attack. Looking for Helen, their goal attack. Their center player is involved, Cynthia, and there's a contact against Patricia for Zimbabwe. She turns round. Is she able to do it? There's a contact. Nanzala is pushed in the process, and Helen shoots, and Kenya scores. Score for Kenya. Zimbabwe center pass. Clarice for Zimbabwe. Back to Patricia, the center. Messi looking for the substitute Sharon, and obstruction in the process. The penalty pass to Zimbabwe through Patricia, their center. Looking for Pepecho, who slots the ball, only to go out of court. And that's a throw into Zimbabwe through Sharon, the substitute. A new player that has come in. And goal scored by Messi. The goal attack. Cynthia. Elsa for Kenya. The Kenyans now, knowing time is not there, is no longer their friend. That's a contact, and the player has been verbally warned, cautioned. There's a penalty on the edge of the inside the goal circle. Helen takes it for Kenya, and she scores. It looks like the Kenyans now are determined to come back. What do you say?
Yeah, as you can see, the margin is really reducing. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of the fourth quarter. And the final whistle has been blown for this game. We've seen Zimbabwe leading Kenya 58, Kenya 42.
Oh, dear viewers, finally Zimbabwe has beaten Kenya by 58-42. Now, right now, the position stands that Zimbabwe has, is it 8 points? Yes, Zimbabwe has 8 points. Remember, they are jottling out with Zambia that has got 6 points. So right now, what does it mean for the teams that are that had the same points like Zambia, that is trying to actually jostle for this position? What is in the minds of the Zambians, especially that Zimbabwe has won?
For Zambia, they really have to win the remaining games for them to book a place in the top 2 teams. Because Zimbabwe has already moved to 8 points, and Malawi is at 4, Namibia 2, Kenya and Botswana, they have 0 points.
So right now the Zimbabweans, we can see there's a lot of hugging and a lot of praises. I'm sure the player being lifted right there by one of the officials, saying congratulations to the Zimbabweans through in their usual yellow and green with the red caps, with their flag flying high here in the Lusaka, the capital city of Zambia, at the Olympic Youth Development Center. Remember these games, our dear viewers, these are the World Cup qualifiers next year in Liverpool, And at the same time, these games are Africa Cup Championship. So in this tournament, the winning team, the team that will win, it means it's going to be crowned African champions. So where there will be the team that wins this tournament becomes the African champion. And we are expecting 2 teams from this tournament to qualify to the World Cup. Apart from Malawi has already qualified to the World Cup. So despite Malawi lying at the moment deep on the wrong end of the table, they are positioned, they lie in the 4th position. Whatever position Malawi is going to take, whether they will be at the bottom of the table, they still qualify to the World Cup. Right now we have Memory, who is going to do the interviews to see how far, how exciting this game has gone, and to see the actualities, how the players and everybody felt about the game.